Hello and welcome to another episode of Boundary. We will continue our discussion of what does it mean to be human by discussing the topic of mind and body, as in to answer the question, what is the meaning of human mind? A first approach to this question is empiricism, that is, the only source of knowledge about external world is sense and experiences. From this is the logical positivism or logical empiricism. They assume to know what a sentence means is to know what observations would make it true. Something is true if only it is verified by the senses. This implies a sense of verifiability theory of meaning, which is the doctrine that the meaning of a statement is its method of verification. A slightly revised approach is logical behaviorism, which is the doctrine that mental states are behavioral dispositions. We verify statements of behaviors we are observing behavior, and mental states equals behavioral dispositions, which are a tendency to respond to stimulus in certain ways. These two approaches, however, leads to the problem of causation, which could be seen from the case of Putnam superstitions. Superstitions can suppress all pain behaviors, but they do feel pain and dislikes it, but they just do not show it. So Putnam's superstitions don't exhibit pain behaviors because they don't want to. Wanting is a mental state. Mental states aren't the causes, they are just the dispositions to respond. Logical behaviorism assumes that mental states are causally inherent. No one does anything because they are in a mental state. Therefore, it is not an adequate theory of the mind. This will bring us to the second approach that we will be discussing, the identity theory. This is the theory that mental states are brain states. What we do is caused by what's going on in our brains. Since mental states are brain states, mental states affect behavior. This explains the causation problems that we discussed previously. Mental causation is a type of physical causation, but this also have a problem that our mental state, brain states, is it really true? We will use the example of Nagel's bats. Bats have experiences which they perceive things through with sonar, which we don't have and could not have imagined in any way. There is something no non-bat will ever know. That is what it is like to be a bat, since we don't have the experiences. So that is adequate to make the following argument by first saying, if mental states are identical to brain states, then it is possible to know everything about the mind by knowing everything about the brain. Too, as the bat experience have showed, it is not possible to do that. We cannot know what it is like to be a bat. So therefore, mental states are not brain states. Now let's discuss another scenario which is the Lewis pain Martian. Martian and us both feel pain, but it operates differently. They are without our sense of brain. And that would be impossible if the identity theory is true. So if the identity theory is true, it would be impossible for anything without a brain to have a mind. Thus, things like both Martians and us both feel pain, as we discussed previously, cannot have happened without a brain, but do have a mind. Then identity theory is not true, because having a brain is not necessary for having a mind in this experiment.